continue.
So the plan
Wait,
necessarily
the plan
is
is here.
all three of you get up ahead as far as possible, and then you've got Walt to correct himself. What have you realized? I just realized, I think they passed him one of their impulses, because you're only supposed to have one, so they probably dropped it and gave him the two so we could get in and get out. Bro, it's the secret tech,
it's the secret I'm telling you! It's so much going on!
Yeah, nah, honestly, and these guys are super competitive. Like, I've had the pleasure of playing games with Chapix before, and he's the kind of guy where he's just non-stop talking. Do you know what I mean? You're non-stop just trying to come up with strategy, trying to lead the charge, and you know, he's passionate. He wants to win, and all of them are like that. And so, I can imagine the comms right now are crazy. Do you know what I mean? They're probably very intense. You'd think that they're playing in an FNCS final again. But,
I bet it's, when you're in that team, I bet it's not only just strategy talk. Is there a bit of trash talk going in there too? You know, 11, what's happened? What's with these 0 eliminations? Why are you knocked already?
Of course. There's plenty of that on the way. But we have to focus on the next matchup, right? That's what's in front of us at the moment. Henjanis and Chapix will be playing in the grand final. Who will meet them there? Will it be Jerky? Will it be Flick and Nas and Thomas? You know, our cast is along with Zeke for Flick and Nas and Thomas, and rightfully so, right? Flick and Nas and Thomas, you know, one of the longest standing top trios we've had in all of competitive Fortnite. And you know, the chemistry between them, it's almost psychic, right? They don't even have to communicate. It feels like sometimes they are just all in sync.
It has to be in sync.
Yeah, all in sync, and again,
yes, and again,
talked about the top of the show with Henjanis and Chapix being masters of the fundamentals.
Masters of fundamentals. I think we have to
very close.
find very close that we have them.
Such a good aimer with the sniper in general, but that just
also
his AR aim too is not just the incredible use of the sniper rifle.
No, it's a very incredible use.
This team in general are going to see a ton of success. I definitely think they're going to be saying Henjanis Chapix, but in this match, they're going to take it away.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I definitely feel that.
We're just gonna destroy it! Everybody, what's going on?
Hey, we're getting ready to jump into this next match, but first, we had a moment to chat with Queasy, so let's take a look.
It's a prediction.
Hey everyone, my name's Levin2K. This is Player Profiles. I'm joined by your FNCS champion, Queasy.
Yeah, well, pleasure is mine.
You've achieved a lot. You've been competing since just before World Cup, right? Which is, it seems like a long time ago now, but talk to me, you know, about your early days and sort of how you sort of got into things as a competitive player.
Basically, like in World Cup, I didn't have the best PC and stuff, but I just like kept playing, getting good. I got my set duo Trulix, and we just were grinding the game all the time, 24/7. And then our first performance in duo FNCS went really well. In trios, we reunited. We just popped off and won.
I think when you look at your trio, right, and the success you guys have had, what has sort of been your influence to play high ground, how you've learned, and how you developed your sort of style, right?
So we watched like Aqua and Stumpy and like some other high ground teams, and we just basically adapted this like edge 50-50 zone. Even if we don't take it there, our whole like gameplay is based off looking on height. Trulix also like makes a lot of the height calls and stuff, and then Jerky's just there to like frag everyone.
And now that you're FNCS champions, you know, you've got that FNCS pickaxe to run around with and, you know, intimidate people with that in game. Who are sort of the people who you've always looked at in Fortnite as sort of, you know, almost role models, people you look at and you think, you know, I want to get to that guy's level?
I think one of them is like Epic Well. I admire him a lot. Like, I feel like if he went to different regions, he would probably be the best still there. Every single person that has made it, like, as a tier 1 professional in Fortnite, I look up to them as well.
Yo, Queasy, man, honestly, it's been a pleasure having you here and being able to get some insight. Is there anything that you want to sort of say to people, any sort of advice you'd give to up-and-coming players who want to get to your level and become an FNCS champion?
Basically, if you put time into it, everything is possible.
Simple, but very effective. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's insights there with Levin and Queasy. I mean, these guys were kind of hyping up the matchup a little bit. Who's going to make the finals?
I feel like finals. I think they're going to be 100% closer at a match with us. Either one of these teams will be coming out. Will it be a replay for the FNCS champion with Henjanis and Janet, the season 5 champion? Overtake down, let's go. Turn the fade.
came in second place. This is for all the people who ever came in second place. This one's for you. Let's see how it all goes down.
We're just gonna see who goes down.
If they have to get to second place in this competition too, they have to win this match as well. Getting second here will actually make them end up all the way in fourth. So we'll see exactly what ends up happening, or at least for that battle.
He's gonna go for the battle of
the big impulse tech of dropping the grenades have also been done.
It's actually a matchup.
No one gets it.
No one hits it.
What?
No one gets it. Gets the card to go and get it. And another opponent there. And again, how you gotta talk about how close they can be. So far, so good. No one hits the llama. They finally.
Soul said he wins the race. Squeezy's taking that 2 times.
He's taking that 2 times. He has to be clean and possible before he's gonna hit his.
Trulex actually wins the aim duel. Then he goes all the way up the high ground. These guys are basically invading the station, and boom!
How he's gonna go boom?
Oh, nice!
Yeah, how Trulex too strong and invaded the line for a long time. Like I'm surprised Trulex like, what's the highest point in this map? Oh, decisions. Let's do that because we used to beat people from that below. Jerky briefly had his control, but he gets screwed by Thomas HD. Such got blast and split now. They try to get his incentive for this. So many competitors going on. They're not using that.
There's no brain involved here at all. This is all aim. Everyone's in the center. This llama hasn't found a home. And finally, Trulex opens up his kind of lay there on the couch for now. And now sees the surf though, and boom. Comes in, teammate there to help out. Trulex like, I'm out. There's no shot. I'm not even gonna
make it. Until the fact that and he's going to the highly whole time.
Yeah,
100 points with the llama of Trulex.
This would secure them that first round.
I guess secure them that first round. So he's not gonna find it like he's put it there. And start to bring it.
Let's see what the score update can be here as we see Thomas
HD
now walking away with it. It'd be a shame they should have gave Thomas HD a sniper role. I wanted to see what this man could do in these close quarters with the sniper.
Like what's wrong with
He's trying to steal the strat now. Trulex regains control over his trio, the llama. 5 eliminations and looking solid here. I love that even though you have the llama, you have the ability to get some crucial eliminations to start off there. Look at the score, 53-38. We got 2 minutes and 44 seconds left.
Yeah, 43 seconds.
Lead and then a 3-2 advantage as well. Trulex is one of the best spots.
Yeah, one
of
the
the
best
AR shots on us now. Kind of left on his own.
So one of the home, but have to find
on him though, and it's not going to be possible for him to take it down. They have some widespread coverage of this map. They know exactly where Woodland and Thomas will spawn, and they're actually giving up the llama and trading it a handoff. Haven't seen that before. Jerky, he has more shield.
He has some more shield, and he's looking at time to protect this llama.
With the spawn all together, they're still staggered.
Like he's good.
It's not going to work out. And Jerky,
gonna go for Jerky. He's the one who can keep in control. You saw this move from him. You gotta wait series. Like good. And he said play for keeps a feature now. FNCS Championship battle. It's because that's what they better. I mean, they just want to see how the previous FNCS champion. But hey, I may be speaking a little bit too fast here, but right now Trulex is down. There's the showcase and his aim. That's a patient by holding on to top well.
Yeah, and now Thomas run into his AR shot, hit him up for 60 close range, and then one bump to
close range is not going to be like
something happens. One teammate is down. This handoff scenario can't keep going on forever, and there's another invasion. Never mind. It's not possible for these guys to penetrate the base. I mean, these guild boys, they're struggling.
Yeah, he's going to go for big TLC battle. With 9 elimination, we'll see more strategies coming up the development. They have to end up to Queasy. He's Queasy a bit more. TLC, you have the ability to, you know, as a Jerky, usually there for the trio to get in there. And it's going to be good. Like, look what you did, you little jerk. That guy. Let's get the double points now. I think there's not enough time on the clock right now. So these guys should make up 100 points. They have to go towards the center of the map.
Here it is, an opportunity. Nas now sitting here for double the points, holding on to this column.
And hold on to
Jerky shuts down that storyline. That comeback there.
Now
Now Thomas
he's
coming in, cleans up that, and Queasy comes in. It's just like one fish gobbling the other
one
fish.
fish gobbling the other
Russian doll. It just keeps going all over each other, like bam, bam,
how-
bam. Before you know it, no one is standing, and it is
No
a
one's
Nas
standing
here
on this. It's a
hiding
Nas
out in
here.
this corner.
Hiding out in this corner. So
he's
yeah.
gonna hide out make
And I
sure
think
he
he's gonna
drives
hide
this
out
These guys
the
will have
green
to
ring and tan
rethink
in.
the strategy coming in, but what a display of performance.
What a
from
way to
Queasy,
perform is
True Lex,
easy.
and Jerky.
True
Once
and
again,
Jerky. Once
basically
again,
holding
David.
three different
All
towers
the
on the map.
different towers on the
Look at
map.
Thomas
Look
HD.
at Thomas
You're not
HD.
high enough
They're
to
not
go
high
on this
enough.
ride. You're not going to be tall
You're
enough
just
to
not gonna be
hang
tall
with
enough
the big
to
pros,
hang
the
with
winners
the big
of
ones,
EU.
the winners
This
of
last
the EU.
season, I mean,
This last
these
season, I
guys
mean,
just
it
displayed
seems to look like an overtime, guys.
and they're gonna
Yeah,
win map
because they're
number
gonna win the map number
There
one.
it is, the
And there it
Kings of
is.
the
The
high
Kings
ground.
of the
It
high
is
ground
best
is
two
best
out of
out of
three,
three,
and
and
they're
they're
gonna
gonna
go
go
for
for the first
one
one.
there.
And yeah, that's gonna do.
And that was such an
No,
unbelievable
he's gonna
move.
go
We're seeing
for
some
the
new
ideal
strategies coming out
spot.
from our pros. Let's take a look at the replay.
Look at the replay.
That is something we
Guys,
do not see.
we will
The
not
passing of
see
it, they're
that.
getting used
It
to
has to get
working with
used
that
to
beach
work
ball
on
and
that.
working on those handoffs, Shyle. It was crucial to the game plan.
How he's gonna get
Absolutely.
the
For me,
gameplay, and I
the
think also
MVP
he's
of this
the
entire
MVP.
match has to be
Has
He
to
was
be True Lex
hiding with that llama,
when
gained
he's
a
good
bunch
at
of
hiding
points,
that.
stopped
Joe.
Thomas HD from slowing the strat, had the sickest
But I
aim
had-
the entire time, and he did it all while also holding and playing the objective. How many times, Sancho,
Yo.
do you see a player be the person
Yo,
who has the
you
most
need to
healers, but also be
very
the one who's
clear.
playing the objective?
That is what you need, that kind of
No,
performance. And
yes.
surprisingly, these trios did not face off at all
Face
the previous
off
FNCS.
the previous FNCS, so this is how the cross fix off his
bullets, and you look like Queasy, True Lex, and Jerky.
Jerky.
Put
But it's on a great one once again with
The
90s.
reason these guys won that FNCS,
So
it
one
wasn't just builds,
has
it
to
wasn't
choose-
just the positions or, you know, all the zones
Yeah,
they
all
got.
the
It's
zones,
because these
yeah.
guys are top class in terms
People
of
have-
assassinating their
kind of
competition
assassinating
at
the
every given moment.
competitions.
There is none of that. That's not available, man. There's no like storm
How
to
much
work with.
Storm
There's
to
no
work
Chuck Cannon.
Look how he's like, there's no joke on it. There's no,
There
there it is, it's highlights that we saw that scrum. It was almost Chugg's war here on a number. And this but it's True Lex is True that was able to not only but were able to come, but they have to be really holding it. Basically,
I like what I saw, Shyle. I like
I'm
it.
sorry, I like it.
Not for real. And then Jerky as well was just
Yeah,
very
because
good at
Jerky
supporting everyone entirely.
supporting
as well.
everyone
It's just, you know,
entirely.
when you're going in and you're going into
Just
3v2s
they go for
over and over and
3v2
over again, it's so
over and
hard.
over again. That's so hard than
Out
that.
every
Can't
time
just
they
be
gotta pick,
kind
you know, Queasy delayed
like
enough
you
for
gotta-
Jerky to be able to
those-
respawn. They played
Jerky
in their
cannot
base
be
where
respawned.
Jerky got eliminated is where he
he's
respawned as
gonna
well.
go-
I mean, you're
yeah.
basically
I
playing a
think-
3v6 at that point.
I'm gonna hear you.
And we saw in the interview with Queasy, he talked about Jerky
Like, he's
just
gonna
being
go
that
for the,
frag, able to pick up
I
crucial frags right there,
play
and having
hard.
that as someone to secure a NOS.
As something
Finally,
to secure
finding
a
the
NOS.
same strategy that Hensrio does, chilling out in that corner. We'll
Chilling out in
see
the controller,
they
we'll
make
see
some-
how it makes
They have to make not just
to make not
spider
not the
adjustments, they
spider.
gotta make major
Now I had to
adjustments.
make the adjustment
The
because
right
the
there
score
just
right
showed you
here
it
is
was a
for
dominating
yeah,
performance
like
from
how
Queasy's
the
trio.
star is for good you.
Yeah, if
Yeah, and I
Thomas
think that's
HD,
gonna
if they have any, you
be
know,
Thomas
questions
HD is
or
not gonna be
they
that.
have any secret strats, they're saving them for the finals.
Him
They
into the
gotta make
finals
them
and
go
they're
out
gonna make
right
him
now.
go up right now. And when it comes to Jersey as well, Sky led into Elias that last matches as well. Moving on to game number 2, this is everything to done. Give it to moving on, I want to announce the inside as well. Here we go on any.
That is what's on the line here to play for that.
Yeah, gone to the 12 out of 30 times. Extended. Once again, it's day out. Boom. Gonna have to go back to new. You see how easy how it go for it. I could not for popular. Like, look at it right here. Help the row. Squeezing through the jerky. Tall all three. To defeat and squeeze it. Yeah, they just fall.
Man, 6 points already
Yeah,
rolling in, and the battle of the game right now.
The battle of the game.
Patience. They're waiting for an split with Thomas HD to make the first move, but then they're just picking them apart from range. They actually end up
He'll go back to the ring, but he's still in the lumber. Running away. No, it's gonna be respawning. That's to catch up. The objective that we stay once again is down the bases. Thomas HD has to win it. Now he has. Now he's taught to win any gunfight. So it looks like equivalent. So that's how it's double down and double right now. So oh my, maybe real will know that how Shyle has the FNCS maybe today in this All-Star Showdown for Play for Keeps. Thomas A. Dietrich has his own class. Slow start. So these guys are looking for speed, they're looking for spawns, they're looking for speed, on speed. These Tommy seems like good right there. If they don't finish shooting and the basket fast enough, the respawn will come through, will be done. Now I'm saying it, I realize that Jerky and Trulux and Queasy like this. Yeah, but locked down the half team and something. And I have you played. Because California, no, we're going to have to do that. Not a buzz. It's going to be reminding of a song. You can see that he's man with right, how he's going to be having the heartbeat of the Slumber Relay. Because once you hit for the Lama Man and Andreas holding on to it, and I'm not ever seeing that man, I don't know, it might be this cash because, and this is because no, to first base player. So we're just gonna go for the rough toss season. Let's go to the response. Up. He's going to yours. Yes. Because we're finally taking. You see, once again, there was six already restarts. Alive and a Jerky. You get the proper thing, but he gets taken down. It's basically gone. After the skip and the put it, it's one couple. 30 scores for the end. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Is match 2 of this between 2 zeros. And Thomas JD and Thomas JD is barely making it to the comeback. But hold on, you can see that True looks easy going down. And now, Daniel
because they're going to need this to be
staying alive on this competition. Because they're still on the track.
They're now inside
another starter stuff.
Same thing that Trulux and Jerky been doing for 2 maps.
Doing for 2
Have
maps.
an anti-strap for this. Trulux already waiting, picking apart the right side.
How's going to?
He goes for the big pump shot, but it's not going to be enough. He gets taken out.
Nothing to be taken out. Nothing on.
And there it is in 3 seconds.
3 seconds left. 3 in him. Who's going to come out to show? Who's going to be base stronghold?
And right now, you can
say
that.
We can say that. On papers.
Could do that. And they're slowly proving that right now, and they're making the comeback as they're
made a comeback, now down about 10 points. So catch it up, man. Well, yeah, basically we're hard from the first strong shot. How he's gonna be back you in on the left side. Like the misses. Oh, and Jerky. He's got the llama using that air drive. He's looking how he's moving up. And he's not getting his own spots. He's moving on in the competition. He's going to be scored demands. And who's just, and now he's going to unfold in that, but he's going to be sitting down. Shot to be really awesome. That's great. That's going to do 2 trays. Who's going to survive? It's true. And this once again, nice to it. Right in there. So, first of all, ChatBCT has some next 10 seconds of the competition should be wrapped up for what is the starting the score that goes all the way up. Seems that now they're 1 or 2 times. Alright. Well now, this is a chance for these games that have to lead up for the 2 series team in London, and now they have to either, but because they have slightly 2D games that have much how they have to hold, like, you know, have to maintain the lead, because he's done, and he's good at all 6s, we deserve it and no more. He's already in the MVP of this drill. Yo! What was that? And it's just a short 9 points child. That is what they came down for the last engagement. And the defending FNCS champions will be the pre-FNCS champion in the championship finals.
It's all about seeing who's going to be the ultimate champion.
But now look at that. The adaptation by Thomas HT still has a strategy for Jerky and Freedom, and it's been one made it up. Made it to the land and got the long back, and one of the top back has to start looking for Jerky by the time. Because one of he's gonna be one of the would be very close because the biggest prize, the All-Star Showdown, playing for more momentary. Like he's gonna go for the. But I felt like the momentum has always been in Jerky's way, and you guys see, yeah, he's got the final moments coming into the
quality can to hold
the
on
llama.
to it, but
Trulix suddenly sucks down on quickly, and they have only 9-point win in match number 2.
So a win,
it's gotta be a win, and these guys are always going to get the main finals, but we're going to see who the camera Trios has gone for that, but it has been looking up, so I can't believe what comes up next. So, oh man, you know, you look at how,
let's go ahead and kick it
let's
to the desk.
kick it to the desk. So,
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about this.
Talk about it.
I'm gonna talk about it because you shouldn't. Bitch.
Not our prediction 11, eh?
No, just stay level A.
No, I think sometimes you
Be
sort of have an
some understanding because I'm gonna have.
It's alright, Mr. Fortnite. It's alright. Don't worry.
Fortnite.
You'll have your day another day.
I'm gonna have you a day another day, so yeah.
Wow,
What a crazy doing that one.
Man, I'm
I'm
enjoying this quite a bit. Alright, regardless if my prediction was wrong, which it 100% was. Actually, it's not because production changed it. This is super fun. I'm enjoying the tech we're seeing, kind of like how people are approaching the situation, how they're controlling the llama. You know, I'm still a little curious, but I don't know why. Like sometimes we're seeing these places of whoever holds the llama, they're just sitting in like this super obvious spot and they're just being left alone. I don't know, like maybe that's the other side being pushed off by their teammates, right? Like 2v3, and they're just holding them off. I don't know if that's the other side being like, man, it's not working. Like, maybe we just kind of like take control of this half of the map. Maybe we can make a push. Someone's going on, but right now, I'm a little concerned. Jerky's trios, are they looking as good as
Janice and Trios? So, it's not like you want to make it your own best way, but that's your own best day.
I think the big thing is like, there's so much chaos, right? There is so much chaos. I really do
so much chaos, they want to just like highlight them and see what's going on. And these ones got all the Chris Queens here.
You saw in Janice's matchup, Janice was the only one going for it. These guys, both of them were sort
of
going
he's going to start getting shot because he's going to go for that first round. But second round,
and unfortunately, Nas wasn't able to get the llama, you know, to the double points in the middle. That maybe would have been the difference. Regardless, like, this is what you're talking about, though. Like, Thomas hiding under the steps, nobody going for it whatsoever. Like, it's about chaos, Reese.
Yeah, and I think him being able to hide under the stairs for
so long is like
simple. Sounds like a silly thing to say, but the other two teammates are applying so much pressure that they're almost like unaware where he is.
We've used for now. I'm trying to figure it out, but the issue
is that he was just hiding on their side, right? He's under the stairs on the opponent's spawn point. So, no matter how many times you eliminate them, you're already sitting on their side. If you get picked up, they have it already. So that's again an issue that we're seeing. The most successful time holds that we are seeing is when players mention
people I mentioned again. You put it to spawn point, a great kind of a wall to make a last match. They have to make a good job
inside their own base because again, remember, then they have to delay the opponents, have to walk all the way across the map, and like, you know, Jerky here, fantastic.
Yeah, because I'm going to fantasy play the limited we see the incredible flashing ones.
Yeah, you know,
and yeah, you know that
they do have a chance. You know, Zeke, you sort of asked against Hen Janice and Champions, they have a chance. The big key for them is what they can get out of Trulix, right? Because Jerky, Queasy, they've been, you know, putting in the work, getting the eliminations.
Eliminations are right.
Actually had more eliminations in that final round, but they weren't able to win it. Yeah, exactly. So it's like eliminations aren't anything, but you're going to need more than 6 out of Trulix. Trulix only had 6 in that second matchup, and if they can get some more production out of Trulix, then maybe they stand a fighting chance.
And the rest final chance has got to be like, they will take you out in the day, you know.
They'll take them out. They are going to do what needs to be done.
And like, it's a matchup because there is the first base matchup is Savage with that just first Thomas, and it's going to be series. 2 Thomas Lulek, better ref guard of Savage and Andrade and Savage. Gonna go for the big dash. He's going ref guard and Andrade. Santos, we're gonna try to be disgusting, but the war, well, actually, unless they're gonna put it over to the
conjure something up to compete because
they didn't look great. How they moved up, man. But I think
the game plan
The
wasn't
game
there.
plan
You know,
wasn't
for
there,
me, it was
and that's
interesting because we saw Andrea putting in a ton of work when it came to his individual skill challenge, which was the bullseye bonanza. But here it doesn't seem like they have the understanding of the strategies of the map, like every other team, where the positions to hold, be that in the K-Dash Champions team taking that lower window spot, and also using those impulses obviously up the top. Queasy's team, along with Anasa's team, also using their base as a main fortress. You know, the game when the Savage team was a little bit messy, but actually, maybe they just had the strategies down, but Henja and Champions just applied that pressure so well that they couldn't actually employ what they had going on. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'll get to see what
Absolutely, and I think what Levin touched
Well,
on is like the key factor here, this chaos, right? This factor of chaos. There's this calm that you have to find within that chaos to be able to control the whole game. And we'll have to see who can find it first. But first, we gotta go to this matchup. We're playing for third place. We'll go back over to the casters.
We're gonna have to go back to Canada, boys. Back over to all of the players.
Thank you so much, guys.
So thank you guys. It's very, very simple. We have the best strategy possible. If you get the lava, we have to do a storm. All they're going to be doing is bomb whoever is Barriers Steve. Because
he's gonna have to adapt.
It's the battle of the second
places.
You know what I mean? They're gonna go at it right here. Let's see
Let's
who's
see
able
who
to stand
be able
tall.
to be
We have
standing
Rescar
over
and
there.
Savage
We have
flicking
Rescar
off
and
Savage
Savage.
safety. I don't know,
No,
so you talk about strategy here.
know how to get this.
I have to
I'll
go
have to
with
do
the keep
this.
away
Get
the
the
deception of
early
Rescar's
sword.
field with all
Rescar's
of their
field.
cheeky back
Scoring from
wings.
Dave's
Maybe
match
it
from
up, but it all
91
goes
and
down. Again,
150.
this best
That's
two
low.
out of
How much they
three.
can
Let's
get.
see who takes the first blow here.
They could take the first blow here. So
start
we have
up
to
two. We see
start up
Nas
two because we have
main, lots of people on the top side. Spike might be making a move soon, but there goes Nas.
that's how he gets the first off. He's going to take
87 and
about
boom.
87.
Dread.
So he's
Doesn't
going to
even
go
knock
back
off
to the
his
Jade
shield.
Brother. Yes,
He gets
that's
out
the shield.
unscathed
You are
almost. Yeah,
saved
he's
over.
touched
So it
his
looks like the
face.
same like
Reach
that. Take the
Here
recharge.
it
He's
is.
going to go here.
Dreda's base
It's
hold.
going to.
Nice retake by Flick.
Yeah, this
and
is
Flick
one of
almost
the
gets
teams
away
this
from
Savage.
Savage, who was a high
healer
for his trio
leader
in
for the
that
trio
first
in the
matchup.
first match.
Proves tall and gets so many
Gavin
healers
Thomas
there.
HD.
And now Thomas AC is left by
Yeah,
himself.
he's tied himself.
Savage with the advantage.
With the advantage.
He's still holding on, not even found. And Dread now to
gonna
be
be
there and help
it.
them. Not sure if this is exactly their super spawn point or a side base. We'll find out in just a second. Looks like Andretta might even have the line on his back. Thomas AC jumps for him, Andretta. Left and right. Enemy team out like a light. That is just absolutely insane. And they give him that llama as a reward.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Now Savage goes out and basically runs. I think Savage ran out there to get eliminated so he could respawn and be at max power, you know? What's some smart tech hits happening here?
Yeah, but it's already happening. This is about what it
there.
has
Thomas
to
rolls all the way in, gets two
you know
healers
how
now. It's a
he
1v2 happening at the end of the day, but Refsguard, he's actually delaying it so much. Nas
So
gets
much,
called
right?
out. Refsguard also
Fucking call
goes
back.
down as a result. With
He's
not
down.
enough time, Savage holds onto the llama, and
Right,
now he
yeah.
has to hold
Go
on
to that,
off against three different players.
Anas and Thomas AC right there, and Savage down goes Savage. Refsguard goes down, and Dreda impulsing his way in right into the action. Want to get a piece of it? Yes, gets two pieces there and walks away. Let's see. Flick and Anas and Thomas AC do have control of the llama here. So now, I think right now, Shayo, it's all about spawn management. Fighting a stronghold as a trio and not as a single duo. Don't feed the other team fighting as one person at a time, you know?
Yeah, and Nas has to wait for someone to come in too, so he doesn't get taken out and have that situation you're talking about. That 1v2 happens. Someone needs to have shield with this llama, or it might not be possible for them to hold on. Thomas AC is back to help out. Nas gets one Elam, there's a victory for Dread on the backside. He gets two!
He goes for three! And he got breaks in every three! That's insane, I think that.
Again, and somehow gets away with this huge heist. 4! Can we get 5? An absolute ace moment from Dread. There it is! He's unstoppable and just from a different world.
It was about a 5-star performance right then and there. Everybody was at high alert, chasing the madness that is. But now it's going to be a lead of about 26 or so, 36 or 33. It keeps moving up here with about 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah, lots of chaos too, so obviously, absolutely, there isn't much of a sizable lead. It's going back and forth, and Dread now, he's going to make his breaking moment. 24 HP, just we'll take him out. But yeah, he did that big damage.
Anas now going into the hen position.
Now going for the head position, now we're going to go down here.
with a nice
with
little
a nice
service
little
window.
service window.
Anyone
When
that comes on by
when
that's
comes
going
on by,
to
he's going to be looking
some
for
snacks.
a
Will
snack.
get served a cold dish. And right now, Flick is going in, and this is what we saw what ended up happening.
Shot with a big Heinz ketchup.
The rest of the field here, the other 5 players ended up fragging each other while the person holding the llama is being sneaky. It's like an aim duel between, and Nas beats out Savage and regains some shield.
This time, though, if they actually end up getting wiped, there's no one to actually save them by
respawning.
respawning.
Not respawning,
Thomas
but that's gonna be Thomas
holding down the final line with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Big beams from the right side. Flick takes him down. 3v1. Thomas in the window, though. You've left that gauze open. Boom, Flick. He's going with a drive-through shot as well. And then Dredda, the clutch master, he gets stopped in his tracks.
This position will give you that shield, but at the same time, will not give you that spawn where you can come back at full force here. So it's all about withstanding the pressure that's coming your way. So far!
Thomas safety. Hold on.
Ref
guard almost got away. Not this time, but now it's Dredda. The Eden star, but it's Russia. He's gonna go, keep going. Go, lava right now. 42 seconds left. Right shot, but this time is literally gonna run out.
Running out, ref's got stolen it. He's trying to wait too. I'm not sure exactly who's going to be inside the lead here.
But he's good.
Actually down the score, so
you gotta hang up.
Points all the way away.
He can agree with him, fight.
Inside the
Steady.
zone.
Inside the red zone. Inside the red zone. He's taking down. Taking zone damage inside the plane.
And there comes Flick riding in a
sideways
and Dredda can't handle the pressure. Savage takes him out, but Anas is there to make sure that they secure the lead.
This is it, coming down to the final seconds here. What a great performance that's being displayed. Wow. This is just unbelievable here. The score, it is done. Match 1 in the books. Let's take a look at the replay, and this is probably the highlight of the day, Shayo.
Might not be on the winning team, but definitely has the play of the match. And Dredda gets away with an impossible 1v3 heights, flicks backwards, straight to the head. Respawn immunity for this player he's fighting, but look at the bob and weave, the dodge shot mid-air, and the 50 Thomas's face. I mean, he kept them in the game, Sancho, but it still wasn't enough. It was so close. Actually, ref's going to turn Savage. They're going to winners on this one.
I imagine it must have came down to that hole sitting in that double points. Rep guarding Dredda, Savage there, getting the first blow against it. Flicking off Thomas, it looked like they were going to be able to hold on the entire time, but wow, but some great action that's happening right here. And I'm enjoying the highlights that are coming on the All-Star Showdown. We always talked about the memorable moments of the Fortnite lore, and definitely that has to be that one for me.
Oh, absolutely.
This is the highlight, guys.
If it was an end game, it would have been absolutely historic. And I mean, Dredda just had so much impact. He won that fight off spawn as well. He got his team, the llama to start things off completely too, and honestly just kept Thomas HD and Anas kept completely away from any playmaking potential at all.
So there's about 3 to 4 strategies that are developing. There's the base stronghold, there's the hidden position right next to the shield, and of course there's the ultimate double play. They're going for center. Right now these pros are putting on a world-class performance when it comes to figuring out things on the fly. And you can practice this as much as you want, but going up against world-class opponents, that's where it changes things. And Dredda still with the best performance right there, with some great highlights that are happening right in front of us here today.
He has to be the best play for keeps player we have seen so far. I'm tossing it down. I know Henja and his Chapix had a very sizable lead. They were absolutely insane with Elims, but and Dredda looks like an extra team, right? It's like you have a team of 3 players, and then Dredda is worth 3 players as well, because he's doing what 1v3s over and over and over against them.
Yes, this is definitely a game of runs. You know, we always talk about different sports. You know, one team will get a huge lead, and all of a sudden the other one will just go on a crazy run. So it's about managing those runs, keeping the confidence, making sure that you understand that hey, you're gonna get the llama back. And I think it definitely comes down to that spawn management. It's something that we haven't not seen.
That's a highlight that we've not seen in the Fortnite world.
Always comes down to just
literally one vibe.
You have multiple lives,
but his
you have to manage when you attack as a trio.
He's good at crushing people.
Yeah, ref's guard all the way to his very end, taking out Flick and making sure he's in and all that. double points as well. I mean, these guys all knew exactly what to do at every single time. If they had a strategy coming in, so you're talking about, you know, the 6 strats, the hen strat, spawn strat, window strat, the way we're splitting up impulses to get things in the middle. If it goes awry, Rescard's still there. He knows how to just, you know, pick things up and pick up the slack for his team. That is a big quality to have as well.
Now we have another match. This is going to be determined who's going to finish in third place or fourth. This is $3,000. And this is match 2. Can Anas be able to tie it up to send it into the third match? Time will tell,
Time will fly in the sky. So let's get
beginning is so important too, to see who actually has
the
the lead. And Dread is already dealing damage. And he's there first. He goes for the fast landing.
He's gonna go for the fast landing. He's like,
and he almost backs off. It's so close, but no win from there just yet.
He's gonna go for the rest. Alright, you know, he's getting a little bit too overreacted, and now he's gonna go. Tough guy, he's getting behind catch stuff. Blood coming out.
Have a slow start when it comes to competitive play.
Last
time we saw him in the first was just in that previous round, and they were able to put on a better performance in the second one, and they just fell short by 9 points here. Anas gets savage, but cannot get Refsguard, and then Dredda, that long-standing duo, looking strong here. I'm
very
here. It's that second behind the door you talked about.
Guys, this is a much longer range type fight entirely.
Run entirely, barely exactly played. He's gonna go first. As he needs to go for what he needs. He's gonna go for the pop out. He's gonna be everything with rushing down. He's gonna be on low ground. He's going to have this Dredda battle. He's going to be big levels. He's gonna be crushing people on there. Starting off this game.
I like this narrative that you're talking about in Dredda. I hope he updates his Twitter bio to reflect that.
We shall see lots of money on the line as well. Flick taken out. Big ball up in the low ground here inside the stadium.
You know how much
Savage on the backside. Savage going down. Dread about to get clapped too. I mean, he's just too clean.
Too clean with it right now, but you got to get a little bit dirty here and play for keeps, because it's all about getting involved in the action and not electing not to get involved in the action. Being here with his passive route is working out, definitely racking in a lot of points here. It's all about holding on to Llama. If you're just zooming in, it's not about eliminations. Just hold on to Llama and get to win the match.
To win the match. And
about to find a Nas in a matter of a few seconds. Nas trying to run away in there. He is
identified
but distracted as well. As he gets clapped down. I think one of the coolest strategies on could be taking that Llama, slowly creeping your way while hiding, and finding your way into the enemy spawn. Everyone would just run by you 24/7, right? Yeah, they would not be able to see you.
He's gonna go for the battle and he's gonna go for the hiding.
And now he's coming in. Mr. Highlight for play for keeps here is working it, trying to get the 50-50 beats. There's so many 50-50s that are happening all over the place. One enemy goes down and another keeps rolling through. Refsguard now holding on. Looks like Savage's trio has the momentum here right now.
Keep running.
Has that momentum and gets stopped in its tracks on railway, and absolutely just going full speed here. Nas, he's going for one elim, but yeah, this is more so, much more a mutual trade type of match. It's just one for ones over and over again. I'm not sure exactly who's going to be coming on top of this one. It might go down once again, Sancho, for those double points.
I think you're telling me, Shayo, there has to be like a spot somewhere that no one's thought of, like behind this base, right? There has to be like a corner, a crevice, somewhere you can jump up to. Maybe you could jump on top of somebody. I'm thinking, I'm out of the box here, bro. I'm all over the place trying to figure this one out.
There's got to be maybe one little nook or cranny left or right somewhere for these guys to get into and hide, but right now, regardless, they're just going for an absolute brawl. Finally going for that spawn strat, emoting out as well, as these guys wait to come in. He's
activating and ready to roll here. Here comes in Dredda with the ultimate sledgehammer. It is both Savage and Dredda that get Thomas AC out. And you know, I would like to see more impulses. I know they only have 2, but we all know how disorienting being hit with impulse. And Dredda puts Dredda around and eliminates Flick with ease here. This is going to be some great opportunity here. Now Anas with the hold of Llama trying to catch them here, sitting in the center, but that gets shut down quickly by Refsguard's trio.
They have a whole line held right now. It's like a filter, and it's set to just taking out players that are looking to come through. And oh my god, another gets taken out again. Revstar is about to hold Dread on the right side.
Right in the back.
Getting real bad. And he's going to be out here. They're coming up. Yeah. There's going to be points.
Thomas HD trying to move out. You're asking for impulses, Sancho. You want to see more. They're using them to get right back into the fight. And there it is. A little bit more Nas taking out Dread. Walking backwards. Thomas HD left. And just up for dry. Distracted to the backside. Revstar's here now in the 1v2 with Flick. He gets him taken out for the backside. That's over. These guys are about to 1v3. Nas and Thomas HD. There's the big bomb. There's the secure. No one gets stopped in its tracks. I mean, it's just chaos right now inside Play for Keeps.
You're seeing the trios now finally and especially utilizing the center. I believe Savage Trio held on to the center as long as possible for a long period of time. But it's awesome to see an awesome Flick there. And wow.
Making that, wow, how'd they go to be taking that?
That is
yeah, a big winner of Fortnite Battle Royale. I mean, creative, but to make it.
Who stayed in the middle a little bit more? It looks like it has to maybe possibly be Savage's team, but at the same time, I see Nas taking that L. So it might be him that comes through with that win. We'll get that score to you guys shortly. This arena, Sancho, it's evolving every single game.
The action is evolving. Let's take a look at some of the replays that happened in that matchup. A crucial matchup here in the third place playoff. Savage, who's been getting so many eliminations. There it is. The
there it is.
My
Impulse. I spent my life. Some people beginning with B.
Yeah,
the Batchy skin has never ended up. Because I am reaching.
Has to be the man of the match at saving his teammates, making
Don't
sure
that
Mama stays for their team in
go
the game.
And
While his
battle
teammates
up
are fighting, he's the one dealing 200, 300, 400 damage.
So 400 damage, I can go into
really good playing that support role, and I mean, just what a game for both
what a
those
game
teams.
for both
the
these
action
teams.
is still
The action
here.
is still
We still
here.
have a
We have a
championship final.
final.
Determine who's going to be first and second place, of course. It's
later on.
It's the All-Star
It's the All-Star Showdown.
Already, we're seeing some great highlight plays, but I want to see that highlight play when it comes to because again, $12,000 for first place, second place gets $9,000. But let's just go back to some of the work that Savage has been working.
Team has been working.
Now Savage really good at playing off all the damage. Starts putting down and Dread really good at clutching overall. You wanted to see the play. That's beautiful. So we're looking at Tech still evolving, right at the finals just yet. These guys are so good. Rolling in, and I mean, it's getting so close. I like the fact that Revstar is also taking people out and picking up their impulses, Sancho, right? Everyone just spawns with one. He makes it look like he's literally spawning with 3 every time. The amount of elims he's getting and then getting out with. It's just such a safe type of gameplay to play.
Wow. I'm gonna need another breather. I need some water after all that chaotic casting style. So hey, let's bring in the boys Zeke, Levin, and Reese to tell us who won.
Just tell us who won, because
guys, listen, you need water. I think we all need to cool down. That was absolutely insane. Like, I love that Shao kind of set this line that these matches are constantly evolving. That's 100% true. You could tell, like, once they got those initial games out of the way, they're like, okay, we just need to kind of
how you believe in me.
As Levin was saying. Thomas HD, though, him and his trio will walk away your winners. That's right. They are in 3rd place. That means Revsguard and Dread Savage. They do place in that final spot. 4th, congratulations to them. So listen, you know, it wasn't quite what I predicted.
The geometry plays like he's never going to fail the box like that.
Look, I got it right.
You know, Zeke, you're right. Sit this one out. It's the finals.
It's going to be a final that makes
it. You know, we're here to just sort of discuss and deliberate over what we think is going to happen. You know, from the beginning, we think Henjanis and Chappiks are going to come home with it. And based off of their performance in match 1, look, it's been a while since then. We've watched a lot of these rounds since match 1.
Got to go for the big.
Let me just, you know,
let me just tell you how much you're going to take. Like a big pen, Chappiks. Chappiks, put everything like leaving out the mess table up here. You're gonna go to you know what I mean? Like, this is gonna be happening again in the finals, so you want to Quizzy is trying to get traded, like, amazing!
You're champion.
He's like, I'm gonna champion but playing crazy.
But you're not gonna beat these guys. I'm just
saying,
you're not
gonna beat these guys. He's gonna beat these guys.
Look, I agree with you. We've mentioned many times why I agree with you on that point for Henjanis and Chappiks just being so good as a trio, and you know what, they absolutely wiped the floor with Red Star and Savage in that first match. Queasy's team did have such a good kind of match, first match too, but at the same time, like, wasn't the same level of dominant performance. We definitely saw kind of countering strategies where we did see kind of Henge team not necessarily set up in their own base as much, but we saw Yen down on that window on the lower floor, and is that going to kind of counter Queasy's strategy to sit in their own base as much as possible? I don't know, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think there is obviously, you know,
obviously going to win the match as well.
There is that room for strategy where, you know, maybe Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky just play it better. And we've seen where eliminations aren't the be or end all. The question is whether that will actually be the case or not, whether their styles will sort of counteract each other and who can just get the one up. It will be interesting to see. I think there is room for the upset, right? Because I think a lot of people will expect Janice, Hen, and Chapix to walk away with it. I'm just sticking with my boys. I'm sticking with my boys. I think, you know, like I said at the start of the show, like, I keep on saying it, I just think they're the best Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much more I can say than that. I just think that they are just better, and so I'm expecting them to take it home. Regardless, though, you know, a great finals matchup. You know, we've already seen some of these guys have their shot in some of the other skill games, so not necessarily getting the success. I think the big one, like you mentioned earlier, Reese, is obviously Janice. You know, Janice had the fastest time of anybody in high tier and didn't get a trophy for it. This time, you know, he might actually get a chance for that trophy, for that first place, and I'm sure he'll want to take it.
Absolutely, they're going to be hungry for it, and at the same time, like, this is FNCS champion versus FNCS champions team. You know, the Season 5 champions, Chapix coming across against last season, Chapter 2 Season 6's champion, Queasy, Julex, and Churiki. I muddled their names up, but, you know, we know who they are at this point. But at the same time, like, champion versus champion going head to head, you know, is Hen, Janice, and Chapix gonna think you took our title from us? It's time to take it back.
I'll say one thing quickly, Reese. You gotta stop messing up, mate. Because, you know, Janice was talking about trying to become a caster. He's gonna be up here next season if you're not careful. Do you know what I mean? If you're not careful, Reese, Janice is gonna be up here.
You want to be caster? We're on the analyst desk. It's fine. It's all okay.
You know, yeah, maybe you're fine in that regard. But I think there's potential. Even though I'm really confident, I can still see what, like, you sort of sold me on this idea that strategically, Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky might just have the edge. And I definitely can see a world where Queasy is like, you know, really wanting to win this, because everybody always doubts Queasy in anything, like in these sort of challenges.
We did. Yeah, not one of us predicted it.
You know what I mean? So, you know, maybe that will come in, but I will sort of go back to what I said earlier when I said it's going to be about Trulix, right? Because Trulix didn't really look amazing, and, you know, we're not judging individual performances really in this, but, you know, he's going to really have to come out and start hitting some big shots if they want to win. So, you know, hopefully he can do that.
I mean, I think you're specifically mentioning on the second, well, the last game that Queasy. Come here, Janice. Just take my slot. Trulix, Queasy, and Churiki, you know, didn't perform as much, but at the same time, the match before that, they all had roughly exactly the same eliminations, so it seems to maybe just be a single match where he'd slipped down on the eliminations, but they still managed to win it out. But again, if you're going against Hen, Janice, and Chapix, is that going to be enough?
Yeah, yeah. So strategy might not matter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can have all the shots in the world.
Yeah.
Just hit the shots, and Hen, Janice, and Chapix, you can bank on them to do that. And so I definitely wouldn't be investing in the Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky stocks, but I would definitely not rule them out completely yet. Maybe after that first round, I'm gonna be in there popping my collar, getting excited. You know, like yesterday when I'm screaming, I'm all happy about Taser winning. Who knows? But you know, I'll calm down for today. For today, I'll keep it cool.
I think it would be interesting to see them be pushed, because, like, we haven't, it's a best of two, right? So we've only seen a trio walk away with 2 wins and then kind of move on. I think Queasy's trio could push them to that game 3, but I think you guys are right. I think Janice and his trio are just kind of on it right now. They're so focused in, they know what they have to do. Now, both these trios have watched these other games, right? So they've kind of had an opportunity to be like, okay, what have we been doing? What have we done right, done wrong? What have those trios done right, done wrong? So I think coming in, we could see some new strategies involved, but I'm at least hoping, at least we get a game 3. Like, at minimum,
I want to see more of the action in EU. So like, let's go to game 3.
How much you
is that too much to ask for? You think we're gonna get a game 3?
Go to Sanchez and shy away right now. Otherwise, I'm not gonna pick them.
I've just had Jerky message me saying, "What did we ever do to you?"
But you know how
I'm sorry. Someone said it in it. Not me. I agree with the person that said home Janice and Traffic would win. I wasn't the one that said. Someone said it. It wasn't me. If you can get the tape and the footage of me saying it, sure. It wasn't. I don't hate you guys. I don't hate you guys. I'm just not picking you. I'm sorry. I'm just not picking you. Like, sorry, tough.
Heard it here first. Levin wants them to win because he does not like Juriki's team to get. Hey, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Y'all know we like to have fun here at the FNCS All-Stars Showdown. We hope you guys are enjoying all the action. We're getting ready to jump in a match in just a little bit. But now, as we're going to watch these players get ready, get warmed up for this final match, we got to see what their warm-up rituals are, right? Let's take a look at this video from the players.
A game day for me, something to eat, and then I usually go for a walk. I take a shower and then I just start slowly warming up.
1v1 realistic or zone wars. I play a lot with other pros.
Hop into arena like 30 minutes before the tournament.
If I feel like my aim is off, I'll do more aim training.
Before big games, I'm not really putting my expectations high. I'm taking it like slow.
I like listening to like songs that gets me in like a good vibe, so I'm ready to play.
Sometimes I just take a shower like to fully refresh.
Before a game I just listen to some rap music, like I'm just putting it like pretty loud to like get me motivated for that.
If I have a bad game in the tournament, then I always try to just forget it, think ahead, you know, and not think about the past while you're playing.
So I just kind of tell myself that I want to win it and then just play to win, and that usually like helps a lot.
Just focusing on my game.
I'm normally avoiding to eat like fast food and stuff.
Whatever my mom makes, it's always good food.
Be eating berries, eating all that stuff, just to make sure I have more energy.
I don't exercise before games, but I probably should, because it's better for my health.
I do like breathing exercises, so I stay calm and not get like shaky or something.
I usually just go for a walk.
Going outside for like walks or runs, I think is pretty important.
I'm not superstitious, but my teammate Flick is very overthinking of everything.
After 3 games I always change my chewing gum. That's just like, I've done that for years now.
I can't wear long sleeves when playing. I need to have a jersey on.
Always before tournaments, I get kind of zoned in just naturally. If I play good, I do good, and that's kind of it.
Whoa,
learning more about the players every moment that we can. That's what the All-Star Showdown has to be, a beautiful faces. Guys, we'll be going in just a moment. We have a little bit of an API issue, so we're looking to resolve it, and then we're going right into this final match. So until then, you get to hang out with Reese, you get to hang out with Levin, and myself. I know, isn't that just the greatest gift of all time? Getting to hang out with Levin 2K. I mean, you thought. Anyway, okay, boys, we're going into this final match in just a little bit. We got to talk some strategies, some things you guys are seeing. I feel like it's been so long now, and it's so weird to even say this, that we've seen Janice and his trio participate, that I almost kind of like don't remember what they're doing. I've seen so much like visual explosions, cool guys explosions in my mind that like I'm trying to think back to what we saw them do. So do you think they're going to be bringing in some of these strategies that we have seen currently going into this final match, or what do you think like you've seen? It's like, okay, nah, that's a dope strategy. Like for me, it's the impulse off the rip, but like Levin, even in the back, like between games, you're like, I don't know that the initial double impulse to like get to the llama is the greatest and most effective, because it feels like more often than not it just ends in like you being eliminated, no one claims the llama.
Well, I want to know what you think, Zeke.
Okay, just right back to
it doesn't matter what you
It doesn't matter what you do!
It doesn't matter what you think. I'm at peace now. I'm at peace with the world. I'm at peace.
He got me. This is what happens. Then what you guys, Fortnite fan, what you don't know is this is just what happens all the time when we're not on camera. This is just us. This is off camera Levin. This is what we have to deal with on the all the time, right, Reese?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to deal with that. We have to. No, unfortunately, I'm not gonna hit you with a DN joke or anything like that at this point. But you asked a good question, right? About strategies. You put about strategies. What can these guys employ? One of the things in particular that we have been seeing that I am interested in is, in particular, choosing the left or right path. Right, from coming from your drop spot, your spawn point, you can go left, you can go right. You see players impulsing all the way through. But one of the most things is the highest amount of eliminations is that from using an impulse on the right-hand side, once they get to the opponent's base, they have a right-hand peek on the door there, and they can just peek in where usually the player with the llama is sitting if they've already managed to get this. So one of these things we're seeing is, again, if you want to look out for players getting high eliminations, going through the right-hand side of your base and rotating around that way, definitely seems to be a lot more kind of consistent. We actually saw that clip of Savage popping up over and over again, doing exactly that. The right side of the door of the opponent's base, shot, plenty of eliminations.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned eliminations, right? Because like when you look at some of the previous rounds we've watched, a lot of the elimination leaders, it's funny, it almost like ties to what we see in actual Battle Royale, right? Where every couple of rounds we see like the person in the trio who is known for getting the most eliminations in actual game is doing so in this as well. With Henjonas and Chapix, it was sort of, you know, evenly spread, right? And it just represents to me just how skilled all of them are, how all of them are just able to turn it on like that. Do you know what I mean? And that trust, knowing that you have two people in your trio who just have the ability in any given moment to be, you know, the best player in the world in a given moment, like that is crazy amounts of confidence that you just have. And I think that paired with all of their amazing personalities, it's a recipe for what we have in being one of the best trios. And I think, you know, with some of the strategies Reese is talking about there, if they sort of have their eyes on doing those things, so they didn't look like they were doing, you know, crazy strategies in their first round. It just looked like they were just outplaying, you know, Savage and Dret and Restguard. Whereas I think Queasy, Trulex and that will come in with some strategy. They will come in and try and look to go and attack from the right. You know, so if they sort of have an idea of, you know, the best strategies they can use, then it's going to be really difficult. It is going to be really difficult. Zeke, you talked about pushing to free games. They could definitely do that. I think if there was going to be a time when they were pushed to free, it would be now. But it's just Henjonas and Chapix, man. Henjonas and Chapix. That's all I want to say. Henjonas and Chapix.
Bro, when they're just better. Like, that's the thing is, right, like, we can sit here and be like, oh, well, you know, these are their guys, but when Henjonas and Chapix are just better, it just be like that sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm still hoping for a Game 3. That's what I would love to see, because, like I said, I've really enjoyed Play for Keeps, and I think we get to see this over in NA East and NA West with a different subset of players as well. It's going to be absolutely incredible. But Fortnite fam, the bus driver's letting me know, okay? This API issue, I gotta get up and I gotta go look for it myself, all right? So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go to a 10-minute break. When we come back, though, we'll have that final match. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys in just a little bit.
With your big vanity project.
Hey everyone, my name's Levin2k. I'm here for another player profile, and I'm joined by the amazing Tayson. You're obviously a two-time FNCS champ. You know, how do you sort of deal with that pressure? What's that pressure been like?
At the start, I didn't really think of that too much, but now, like people that are not in top level just can look at how people that are placing first and like good in tournaments play. The skill gap is getting like so much like smaller.
What are the things in Fortnite that you still feel like you need to achieve to prove it to yourself, not even to anybody else, but just for yourself?
So mainly every season the goal is just like first FNCS. My goal is as well winning Solo Cash Cup, which I didn't do yet. So
it's funny now that I think about it, because you obviously haven't won a Cash Cup yet, and you are the FNCS champ for solos. Do you ever think about the fact that there's a lot of, you know, players and talent out there who obviously sort of like look up to you, right? Does that ever sort of play into your head, the fact that you are like sort of a role model now?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about it. Like, it's hard to have an ego now, like, because everyone is on the same level. There's no like really good players. Everyone good is like on the same level. All about the confidence now.
Jason, honestly, it's been a pleasure, you know, having you here, being able to get some insight from you. What advice do you have to players who are trying to be good at solos like yourself?
Look what people like a really good level are doing. I think the practice is like really the main thing you need to do every day.
Well, I'm going to put in the practice then and maybe I'll get on your level someday. I'll talk to you guys later. It's been 11-2K and Jason.
Thank you.
See you guys all soon.
That's a tough one.
It's just unique from all the other POIs.
Like, this is perfect.
For competitive, I prefer new tilted. I went there in World Cup and I know it pretty well, so I think that's why.
I definitely knew tilted because like when it was in the game, there was like the flying tunnels.
The nostalgia, all the memories from it. So I gotta pick Season 2 tilted.
Ooh, I prefer Neo tilted. That was very fun and a lot of mobility.
Neo tilted because there was like the builds were very modern, and I just like the style of the city.
I would still go with Paradise here. I think it has more and better loot.
Paradise Palms, of course. There's a lot of loot as well.
I would say Frosty Flights because back then Stumpy and Aqua were my favorite players, and I always looked up to them, and the trio of FNCS landed there and won it.
I was a bit confused back in the days when I went to Frosty because I didn't really know the buildings well, so I prefer going Paradise.
I don't know, I just like the hotel in Paradise Palms way better.
Pretty hard question. I would say Lucky Landing, to be honest.
I'd always go to shifty shafts and like try to eliminate everyone there. So I'm gonna go with shifty shafts.
That's a tough one. Probably Lucky Landing.
Shifty is the better POI.
I would still rather land Lucky Land than shifty shafts. I think there's better loot.
It was just kind of refreshing when it got added to the game instead of retail, so I'll go with Mega Mall.
I like Mega Mall as well.
I would say Mega Mall for sure.
Mega Mall is like really overpowered, like it's way better than retail right now.
I prefer retail, to be honest, because last season as well I landed there in the solo tournaments, and then one of them placed top 5 when I landed there.
I think Sunny Steps was better. Snobby Shores was way too far edge zone.
It was like decent loot, so I would go with Snobby.
I think Snowy Shores has more loot than Sunny Steps and more mats.
I'm gonna go with Sunny Steps. Sunny Steps was kind of a cool concept with like the stars and everything.
Snobby Shores because I landed there in duo back then when it was still in the game.
My name is Matthew. I go by immature gamer, but you know, I'm actually the opposite of that.
I go by my alias Enigma. I am a Fortnite creative map designer or builder.
My name is Haley, also known as Dumb Blonde, and I am the designer of the maps. So I built the entire hub that is being used for FNCS and designed the actual look and not necessarily the layout for each one, but designed probably 90% of the maps that are going up for FNCS.
What I do is I create creative maps within Fortnite, basically their sandbox game mode. I've been doing this since the start. It was actually season 7, which was like over 2 years ago already. I'm now making maps for Epic Games. It's crazy.
We've created, I think, 5 or so maps plus a hub for the competitive team to use in their All-Star Showdown. We have an aim map, a build map, an edit map, a 3v3 protect the VIP map, a trick shot map, as well as a central hub designed to kind of show off that aesthetic. I think the main goal for us was to make something that the competitive community would love, something that really tests your skills to a certain level. We wanted to make it not too easy, but also not too difficult for the average, Fortnite player. Very exciting to watch for the broadcast.
On the design process, we've talking to Epic art department, season 7 type style and design. As our team, me, Dumb Blonde, and Enigma, we kind of sat down and talked about what their vision was and kind of how we were going to take their vision and put it in our map. And basically we kind of came up with this more of like a neon goldish, purple, orange, kind of like the new FNCS style, and basically that is the style of design we took.
I loved being a part of this process. It was a challenge, but it was also very fun.
It took a lot of planning, a lot of editing based off of the feedback we were given. I think we found a very happy medium that the players will be happy with at the end of the day. And we're pretty proud of the projects as well. So I couldn't be happier.
I don't want to contest Zayt and Seth ever again.
Also a very OP POI.
Oh, Lazy Lagoon was the one with the pirate ship. Or Lazy Lake? Which one's better? Well, I choose Lagoon. I choose Lazy Lagoon.
Ooh, Lazy Lagoon. I really liked how the POI was set up. Very underrated.
Oh, Lazy Lagoon, 100%. That's me and Ninja's duo spot for World Cup. I miss Lazy. Between Loot Lake and Sweaty, I'd probably drop Sweaty, just because it has a bunch of more loot.
If I went Loot Lake, that only means I'm gonna get landed on by Zayt and Saf, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather stay with Sweaty. I don't want to contest Zayt and Saf ever again.
Oh, Sweaty stands all the way. Pleasant Park, I just like how much bigger it is. There's more loot, it's more spread out.
Pleasant's definitely better than Salty. And I think Clicks lands at Pleasant, so I'd rather land at Pleasant, yeah.
I'm definitely going Pleasant Park. Salty Springs is known for just bad loot or no loot at all.
Probably Happy Hamlet, because I don't think I've ever landed at Craggy once in my life. I would not know what I'm doing.
I would say Craggy Cliffs. I never really landed Happy Hamlet.
This one's a close one. Happy Hamlet, Craggy. I'll probably go Happy Hamlet just because I kind of missed the POI.
Ooh, Wailing Woods definitely. I like the fact that there was that little centerpiece and under there was the bunker with the rift.
I would go Wailing Woods, just because it has, I guess, more cover.
Wailing Woods was a lot better. It used to have all the rifts around it. That's where the whole Liquid team used to land. Wailing Woods, final answer. I've been playing this game for 4 years now, so if I don't know where it is, I probably shouldn't have played this game.
Oh, dude, these can be anywhere, bro.
I never really passed through Weeping, but so I don't really know.
What even is that? An oven? Is that a pizza oven? 3 pizza ovens?
Dude, I'm gonna guess near Orchard.
In like the Tomato Man building?
I'm just gonna say it's the pizza building.
Oh, that's Weeping Woods? No shot. That's Weeping? I know this spot. This is Stealthy.
Is it Stealthy Stronghold or Colossal Colossal? It's Stealthy Stronghold. Stealthy Stronghold, sorry.
Oh, that's Stealthy Stronghold.
Next. Keep going. Pleasant Park, basement house.
Pleasant Modern Building.
Pleasant Park underneath the Modern Building. All day.
Where is that?
This is the picture you guys went with? Okay.
Is that in Caddy Corner?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Caddy somewhere. It's gotta be there.
Yeah, I think so, Dirty Docs.
Holly Hedges.
What? Ooh.
I'm gonna have to guess like Bony Birds.
Is that Bony Burbs?
Is that, I gotta say that's right on the edge of Bony Burbs.
Oh, maybe.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the FNCS All-Star Showdown. It's your boy Zeke. We're getting ready to jump into the final game here of Play for Keeps. We've got Reese, we've got 11-2K on the desk with us, and we'll get into that battle bus in just a moment. But first, we got to set the stage in case you're just tuning in for the first time. Like, Zeke, what the heck's going on? What is this FNCS All-Star Showdown? First of all, it's sick. That's for this. Second of all, Reese, Levin, let's talk about Play for Keeps. How we got here? What led us to this very moment in time?
Well, look, we got a very interesting game, and I think we've all sort of set this up as being a unique one that we haven't necessarily seen before, especially at this high of a level. And it started off with your FNCS champions from Season 5 versus your second place team from Season 6. And it was a matchup where I think Reese and I, we sort of knew what was going on right off the bat. We expected Dennis and Chapix to come out and dominate, and they did. And, you know, they're on their way to... We've all sort of set this up as being a unique one that we haven't necessarily seen before, especially at this high of a level. And it started off with your FNCS champions from Season 5 versus your second place team from Season 6. And it was a matchup where I think Reese and I, we sort of knew what was going on right off the bat. We expected Dennis and Chapix to come out and dominate, and they did. And, you know, they're on their way to picking up that 12K for first place. If not, though, they do get $9,000, which isn't too bad for second. I'd happily take that. So yeah, it's been a good sort of set of games we've been able to watch so far. But the finals, what it's all about, right?
Yeah, finals is between first and second. No surprise there. Third and fourth is solidified at this moment, which is obviously third, which is Anas, Flick, and Thomas, who've managed to solidify themselves there in that third place slot. Fourth at the bottom, currently right now, Savage is in that team with his there right now. So unfortunately right at the bottom of the leaderboard, but it's all to play for in first and second.
Well, boys, guess what? Bus driver and I, we've worked together. We've resolved the issue, baby. So you know what that means. We're getting on the battle bus. We're going into creative for the final match here from Play for Keeps in Europe. So we're going over to Sancho West and Shy Wager. Boys, let's do this one last time on the day.
One last grand time, Zeke. I mean, this is going to be an absolute showing. Two of the best trios, honestly, in EU in general, Sancho, and a crazy match where all the elims matter the most.
We saw it once before in the Blueprint battle when it was a two-time champion go up against another two-time champion. Now we have a champion versus champion from the trio stage. Hen, Janice, and Chapix going up against Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky. And I would have to say the biggest surprise is Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky actually putting up some decent fights. And now here we go. It's the championship final. It is $12,000 for first place. Second place gets $9,000. If you do the math, child, that's $1,000 extra if you're able to get first place. A piece.
The math is definitely involved, but that startup is so important too. Jumping in, looks like there's a heist already happening. Oh my goodness, Janice jumps in the wrong time, forced to deploy, and he ends up going down. Trulex, he's back to business.
Ooh, business got shut down quickly, and I was about to be right on board with you that Trulix, once he gets a hold of that llama, he has a diamond grip to it, but there it is, the clash between the two, and Trulix rings true. It must be Trulix's day to day. We always talk about it when it comes to Fortnite competition, and Trulix, just for a brief moment, has a lead, 0-19.
I'm back, guys, because you know how much you can see. I hope we're on to game number 1.
Wondering exactly
our last match that we played taking place in how much
you across the map. There goes
across the match, and you have to go on top because they want to see how much this is.
Queasy out, eradicated,
exasperated,
and now Janice, he's got the
ball. More time.
He's moving fast.
Because we're going for the other team to get him
same time. Everyone's on the hunt to know exactly where he is.
This is going to be a tough left-hand peek for Janice here to hold on. This is on the opposite side where we saw where there's a shield there. And right there, Queasy's going to back up his boy, and Jerky's there for reinforcements here. But here comes the rest of the Hen Janice trio coming in right in.
Oh man, this is shut down. Queasy gets away from all the team.
It's all the way away. 48 points in total right now. It's not all the way making to his base, but he's going to respawn in 2 seconds. Hen has to use his advantage and get in. Respawn's about to come through. Trulex going down. Head should spawn in just a second. There goes Queasy. Boom, another big shot. Janice stopped in his tracks. Wow. He was the one to bring the llama here. He goes down first.
Look what I do see. An active champion, because for all the tokens to get it, you need to complete the FNCS game. You want to get the active champion. You know how much you can get these ones, because you know you see these Arabic people who know, man.
HP is holding on. Does have some protection.
You know how much you can take them guys. Love them.
You know how much. Now they have the llama. Now they're gonna.
I want you to take that.
Their side,
team that has get
really needs, considering that they're down at least 57 points.
I like that movement though from Janice.
You're gonna go for like take over
He's back to his base in 3 seconds. I mean, we're talking about taste and tech. I mean, his dual mate also knows exactly how to roll all the way around. This is absolute defense. A spiky ball that
just make sure we don't have
if you try to grab onto it, their base is impenetrable.
I'd like to see the handoff to Chapix there. It looks like Janice is going to go ahead and take the llama as Hen and Chapix are working together, and that's what I mean. Janice was quickly eliminated considering his HP was low. But here comes Hen to try to make a response. Trulix goes down now. Hen picks it up. 10 eliminations. Gets eliminated himself. Chapix and Janice now were able to secure the llama, so even though Hen goes down, the trade was just enough for Janice to get back into the base stronghold.
Trulix out in the open, he's going to be actually fighting people who have cover to work with, so it's going to be very hard for him to land more shots than he takes. Squeezy will try to get into a more advantageous position, but at the same time, it's a 2v1 on the sight line. This is so tricky for the current FNCS champions to try to break into the old ones for the moment. There are more shots coming in. It's explosions. The gliders have popped. Everyone's come through. And the llama's now gone. Trulix has it and he's running away.
Whoa! Hen with the phenomenal tracking and the 167 in the switch to the SMG. Hen was known to be a fragger in the EU region. Is fragging out of his mind and could just help his team. Look at the score right now. They're catching up. They're just behind by 10. Chapix enters the 2-point barrier. He's racking up some valuable points. Just falls 2 points short.
Jerky gets it back, and now he's showing us that barrier as well. Trulix is all the way away. They're going to get an advantageous position once again to help everyone out. Trulix actually gets that llama too. They just dipped in, got as much of an advantage as possible, but now Hen's trying to run away with the llama. 104-96. This is the closest game we've seen so far.
It's a close game coming down to the final minute here. This is best 2 out of 3 in the championship final. And there it is. Queasy now making his way through. Does not have a llama. That is just a deceptive blackbeam. It is Chapix with 17 eliminations there. Holding on strong for the trio. And this might be a hole that might be just enough here as his teammates are on the back him up. But Jerky gets the elim. And this is going to be a huge run. Can Hen slow this down here? There it is. Hen's the only member. Oh no, Shio. Trulix's trio may be able to sneak away with this one.
120 to 112. They can't drop the llama at all for the rest of this game. 5 points behind. They need to make up the time, and here we go. Queasy, 16 seconds on the clock. One man invading. Must win this gunfight. 98, the movement, the right-hand peek. It's not enough. 9 seconds left. Janice, he's got the llama. 127 is the score to beat. Goes to double points.
I've got a double even with the team. Try to pick it up and beat it up some more. Oh my god!
Wins out
that first game. Wow,
what a great first matchup we have here in the championship. These replays are going to be filled with a chaotic beauty that is Fortnite when it comes down to gunplay. But it was Trulix again shutting down the movement. That's just some great play. I would have to say Trulix MVP of the entire day so far.
Yeah, honestly, that was also a offense versus defense matchup. We just saw the way Hen, every time back against the wall, he had the shot, he knew how to take it. He was very good at invading and getting out. That being said, though, Trulix, Quizzy, Jerky, the defensive options these guys have when they're rolling in, it's just too strong. No one can actually ever penetrate and break through. On the right side, they will be the winners with 133 points rolling in. What a close game. They also utilize that center zone song to double points so well in that one.
And we're seeing more movement that's happening right now. More use of the gliders to redeploy, more use of the impulse, more use of the maps. They have a little bit of launch points all over the place here. But regardless, I'm just surprised that right-hand peak is tend to be decimated by some quick flicks. You're seeing a lot of people kind of walk right across in front of the enemies, and they're just getting big critical shots, Shio.
No, absolutely. It's just really hammering down every single time, and it's just Queasy, Jerky, and Trulix. These guys are coming out with a little bit more of a profit every single one. They hold on that llama just a few more seconds here and there, and if they're ever behind, they dip down into that 2-point zone, and they just get so much more over and over again. So that was fun to see from both teams. Honestly, I don't think either needs to really make adjustments. We just want another run back, Sancho. I mean, they played pretty good that match.
That's what I love about best 2 out of 3, the run it back. Run it back, let's see if we can be able to figure out who is actually the best at the play for keeps. And if you're just tuning in, this is the best 2 out of 3. We're going into the second match, and this is a champion versus champion. We have yet to see this. I mean, normally, you would have a drop spot, and then maybe they run into each other. I mean, from what I remember, Jerki's trio won only when they fought, like only one time. It was like really rare that these actually fought in the FNCS Fortnite Island, and we get to see them go at it here.
Yeah, no holds barred, no belts to bar these guys back either. They're just really good at that raw game of taking shots and landing hits of Fortnite, and I feel like they're just a little bit better than Janus right now, but at the same time, big chances to come back. We'll see if it's possible inside this game number 2.
All right, here, this is $3,000 as well to be able to have the crown. Will we see a champion response from Janus and Chapix, or will the new blood of Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky be able to come in and say, we got the crown, we're not giving it up?
3-point spread from Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky to actually take control of the map, but it's a big spike ball rolling in. 3 players at the same time to try to actually grab that llama fast, and looks like Janus got away with it. Way back in the spawn, Trulix, Chapix set up a trap, and it's sprung. He goes down. The points are starting to accrue for Janus here, and they have a very strong defensive line.
We're seeing right now, Janus had 10 eliminations in the previous round. Now be the llama man, and Chapix right there on this left side had 17 eliminations in the previous match here. So they could just match their eliminations with just by holding on to the llama. I think we're gonna finally get to see a third match in this Play for Keeps silo.
Let's see how it rolls through. We haven't gotten to map 3 just yet at any day. 33 points to 0 right now. It's very, very difficult for anyone to break in. I would say the best possible thing is to do as much chip damage as possible and then roll offensive there onto Chapix. Trulix, Queasy, Jerky, they all roll in at the same time. One player up top, it doesn't even matter who you are up there, you get eliminated. Chapix, he's going down to the right side too, but wow, Trulix is actually electing with Jerky to stay in the middle. Jumping left and right, Janus lands a big shot. That's clutch, and Chapix comes in to clean up too. They're back in control.
We're seeing some very phenomenal gameplay that's happening from Trulix's trio here, but it's being met with phenomenal gameplay as well, as Janus and his Chapix there was able to steal that and walk away. Now Janus gets some crucial shields, but it's just not enough, and the pressure of Chapix there was able to clean it up and regain control of the llama.
In control of the llama.
Alex is hiding and waiting. He knows exactly where the player is and needs to fight, but he knows 2v1. He just gets absolutely chopped in half. Queasy's up top. He's looking to see if he can do anything, but he's found out. Popped up into the air. Hen, he gets eliminated like a bird that's just flying straight up in the sky. No attention at all for the 2 down below, though. Jumping through the window. This will be Queasy's time to shine. He's too far on the outside, though. He's also overexposed. He goes down.
Look at the score, 79 to 18, and the retakes are just not strong enough for Trulix's trio, as Janus, being the llama man, holding on with 7 eliminations. Every time someone gets close, Janus responds with a big pump, 175 critical, 100, and he does a redeploy. Oh my goodness, what some highlight gameplay we're seeing.
Janus is single-handedly taking this all the way to map 3. He wins the opener, he wins the retake as well, and he's done at least 2 1v2s already. Is it too much to handle at the end of the day? Doesn't matter. Chapix is there to make sure everything's looking fine as well. Hen, he body blocks him with the shots. Trulix is gonna have a chance to make something happen here, but Chapix is way too slippery. He gets out before anything can happen.
Yeah, I think they kind of did not understand that the llama's already out of that point, and they're scrambling to find it. And look at the score, 100 plus to 18. There's just no way. What an unbelievable performance from Hen, Janus, and Chapix to make one of the biggest statements in the day.
Yeah, Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky are one of the masters at playing that off-spawn fight and keeping things inside their base. Then how about we just don't play with spawns at all, boys? Come to a very different side of the map. Come to our domain is what Hen, Janus, and Chapix are saying. And man, they are rolling this game right now. This is just a dominant performance. 141 left on the clock. 100 points down on the side of Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky. And now Janus is in the 3-point zone. This is too much. This is absolutely too much.
Not
You're seeing the giant now awaken, and the giant is trouncing the village of Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky. All they have to do is now try to figure out what they can do in match 3 to change it up. Because right now, him, Chapix, and Janus have figured out a strategy that has been really tough to beat.
Yeah, as long as they end up starting with the llama, looks like even map 3 will go their way. The people
I
on side of the
know how
walls,
much
this is where, once again, that retake comes in. It doesn't really matter by this point, unless they stay in that double point range for the entire minute. This competition should be wraps. It's so difficult to actually end up staying alive here and not taking damage. Every time that llama's on the ground, that's points that Janus can get. Every time he gets it back, that's hope that Trulex is losing. They have to be the ones to pull forward in this map.
This is kind of one of those games, Shayo, when you're like, hey man, look, we just put up 3, we just blow you out of the building, right? This is a blowout game. You think you're going to have a chance to beat us? We just beat you by 100 plus. You think you have a chance here? I don't think so. But we already talked about the champion's response, and that is going to be a true test of that statement. Can Queasy, Trulex, and Jerky have that championship response like Dennis and Chapix? I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure.
Hey, 10 seconds left on the clock. Can they do what it takes in this next map to take it over? For this one, it was absolute domination. Almost a 200-point lead on their competition. If you gave them time, they would have hit it. But Janus, Chapix, looking like ghosts.
This replay package, I don't want to see it. We should have called the match a long time ago. This is just a complete domination, as you said, Shayo, of Janus, Hen, and Chapix, who maybe want a little bit of revenge, considering that they had a high-risk situation during their FNCS run last season.
Yeah, they gotta win something here right now. The biggest thing, too, with their playstyle in that last game, yes, Janus was so good, but it seemed like every time Jerky had a chance, found a crack in the window, there was something possible for him to come and clap back. Chapix was there. Hen was there. They were there to just collect up and stop that llama from getting any points. There you go. You saw it with Hen right there, too. And so it was impossible for Queasy, Trulex, and Jerky to get to play their game. They're going to have to drastically switch up what they do because they didn't even hit triple digits this time, Sancho. It was not a close matchup.
I was going to point that out. Triple digits versus a double digit there. But I think right there, we're